All right, it is absolutely no secret that Bitcoin is skyrocketing and has been doing so over the past 2 weeks. And it's starting to pull up altcoins now as well, including VET. Now, there is an important level in VET that VET needs to get over before it can make higher highs, which should happen hopefully soon. And I want to talk about that level right now. Now, to start with, this is the 3 month chart for VET. We're going to start with a broader perspective and look at the 3 month chart. You can see the fantastic run up it had back in 2021. It's worth noting the big wicks that it had, how it went up and came down. So that's interesting, but that's not anything we're going to address at this point. What I'm looking at now is a 3 month chart, and I'm going to hide these drawings here for a second because I want to look at the actual candlesticks. Okay, this is a 3 month chart. This is the fantastic run up we had from October to December. Okay, almost a straight up green bar. This is the 3 month candle so far. It's a perfect doji. We basically opened and closed at the same spot as of right now. Now, this is only 6 weeks. We're only 6 weeks into this 3 month chart. So there's a lot that can happen on this candle. But you can't help but notice something. And if you are a watcher of candlesticks, you can notice some things that are very important here. First, we have a doji. That is, we've basically opened and closed at the same spot with wicks above and below. This was the big run up in December. This is the fall that we experienced in January. Look how much we've already made up. We went down to a low of about 0.025 for VET. Selling over those basically all of January. And in about 2 weeks, we have gone all the way back up and are back where we started. If we can get a little higher and close onto a green 3 month candle here, that would be fantastic news for a continuous run up. But look at the month. This is the monthly chart. So again, December, January, and now February. Look at where February is. Whenever you see a big green run up and then a pretty big red bar after that basically falls like this did, okay, that's usually a bad sign because oftentimes you would expect the market to continuously fall, which makes this candle that we're seeing on VET all the more powerful. You've got a big green, a fairly big red, automatically slapped the other way by another big green bar. Let me put these drawings back on, and we're going to look at a very important level that I see. You see this level right here on the month, and we'll get back down into the day and the week as well. This is from about 0.033 roughly to about 0.035. If we can close, and we've got about 2 weeks to close on this monthly bar, plenty of time to go up. I mean, we could get above this today. We have been above it. I don't know if we'll close, but if we can close this month above this level right here, above this 0.035, from a candlestick perspective, we are setting up for a great deal of strength into the next month going higher. That's what this candlestick chart right here means. Now, if I go to the weekly, here's this level right here. The weekly is looking fine. And here's the daily chart. Why is this level so important? Why is this 0.033 to 0.035 level so important? Well, look, it's been historically important in the past. Even back in December, you can see the wicks down into that level and how every time that level was bought up until it finally crashed through. Then it went back up. This level served as resistance and then pushed us back down. We're trying to break that resistance now, even today. And it's looking really good. We've gotten above it, but can we close above it? I can even take you back on the daily chart with this level. I've marked this level back. Let's go back to the daily chart. Even back here, even back in May of 2022, look at the wicks that are up in this level. Look how we went to that level and came back down. Look back here how we came down to this level and went up. Look how we came up to this level and went down. This level right here has been a very important level in the history of VET, and we're at it right now. Like we're right now toward the top of it, but still right in the middle of it even today. That's what makes this level so important for vet. If we can get above this level and start making some closes, we are definitely positioning ourselves for a possibility for breaking last year's high of about 0.038. Okay. Now, that's to me, the monthly chart is the most powerful here. If we could get a close above here from a candlestick perspective, a big candle up, a reasonably big candle down, all set by an immediate rise up and a close higher, would set us up perfectly for a run up even more. This is a very important level right now. Now, of course, all of this is going to depend on Bitcoin, which right now, as I'm making this video, we are still making higher highs at around 52,000. We've been going up about 1,000 to 2,000 points every other day, really most of February. And every morning I wake up, as soon as I wake up, and we have made a higher high. So all of this is going to depend on Bitcoin. Let's talk about Bitcoin for a second then. And let me do this. Okay. We know that we have the halving coming up sometime in April. Here's generally when the halving will happen, sometime between 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, somewhere around there. Okay. So we have the halving coming up here in April. Some are saying that before the halving, we should expect something like this. A drop down, maybe even a drop down, maybe even get down to 40,000, kind of do something like this, kind of do that, and then after the halving, continue on up. That's what some are saying, and you can see where that would happen from a technical perspective. Just because we are kind of at a very high level, we're making very high highs. We've gone from 38,000 to 52,000 now in about a matter of 2 weeks. One would expect us to have some kind of pullback, and those that have been historically watching how Bitcoin behaves before the halving says we generally get a run up and then we'll kind of fall back down, consolidate for a while, and then post halving we will take off. Okay, so that's what a lot of people are saying that we should expect. But there's something different going on with this halving that we've not experienced before. And that, quite frankly, is the institutional inflows coming from the Bitcoin ETFs that were approved back here in early of January. Look at this chart that I'm going to show you from the block.co. It's the chart of the Bitcoin ETF flows. Here's the zero line. Anything above the zero line is inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs, and anything below the zero line is outflows, okay, out of the ETFs. After the ETFs were approved, you could see there was money going in and out of the ETFs, crazy, for about 2 to 3 weeks. Almost an equal amount of money going in and out, okay? And a lot of that was the FTX bankruptcy divestiture of them getting rid of their Bitcoin holdings. So we had a bunch of outflow, which resulted in, most people are speculating, this down. Okay, that's what caused us to go from about 48,000 down to 38,000. But people are saying, and the data is showing that those outflows are, the outflows are stopping and the inflows are continuing. See how much smaller the outflows have gotten? But even on the 12th of February, we've got this big inflow into the ETFs. The fact of the matter is Bitcoin has something it's dealing with right now, which is very positive, that it's never dealt with halving before the halving before, and that's the ETF inflows. There's just so much money pouring into Bitcoin. Institutions are diving into Bitcoin. Everybody wants Bitcoin, and I'm not talking about people in mama's basement back in 2013 who want Bitcoin. Though we shouldn't make fun of them, many of them have done very well back from 2013. But we're talking about big companies, big institutions. So are we going to get this fall before the halving down to 40,000 or whatnot, or 45,000? I can't say, but I can say right now 52,000, right? So people that are calling for this fall, they're not taking into account what is happening, at least right now, with the inflow of Bitcoin. So I don't know what Bitcoin is going to do other than I'm pretty certain of this. You hang on to your Bitcoin. You hang on to your vet, you hang on to every piece of crypto that you got, because we are in for some good days coming up in 2024. If Bitcoin does fall down to the 40,000, we might find vet do something like this, hit this level, go on down, and might go back down to this 0.027. But I'm not, or 0.027, I'm not counting on that, and it's not going to bother me anyway. I have my money in crypto the way I want it. If I had more money, I would put more into crypto. I'm not selling a piece of crypto. I am fully leveraged as much as I'm willing to risk. So I'm not putting any more in, and I'm certainly not taking any out. But it's just interesting to watch the Bitcoin just continue to rise and not stop. And as long as Bitcoin keeps going up, that is going to follow. Will we get some kind of pullback before halving? Who knows? And at some point, we're going to get some kind of pullback. Bitcoin's not just going to continue forever. So we have to expect some kind of pullback eventually. But I don't know when that's going to be. And I really don't care, because I'm where I want to be with crypto. If you have more money you want to put into crypto, you could wait for a pullback like this. Will we get it? I can't say. I can only say, if you're in crypto right now, hang on and wait. Your patience is paying off, and things are only going to get better from here. I'm excited about VET. I'm excited about Bitcoin, obviously. I'm excited about crypto overall. 2024, guys, is setting up to be a fantastic year in crypto. Y'all be careful out there. Take care. Come back. I'll keep you updated.